Hi, I'm Giancarlo Esposito.
He's Jonathan Bailey.
This is Scarlett Johansson.
I'm Alan Richardson, and this is the Wired Autocomplete interview.
I was in an anime? What was it? Go to Google, baby. Google.
Just say. Yeah, instead of tucking them in my crotch. Where did they go? In my secret magical place.
My peck isn't large enough to the Dolce jacket slippery.
What games is Giancarlo Esposito in? I am in Far Cry, which is a great game. I play Anton Castillo, the head of a small Latin American country, a dictator, a very interesting man.
What was Scarlett Johansson's breakout role?
My breakout role was probably the Horse Whisperer when I was 12.
Brilliant film.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Hi. Where did Alan Richardson grow up? That's a difficult question to answer because I was in the military, so we moved around a lot. I started in Illinois, I was born in Grand Forks, North Dakota, but we didn't really live there. I was there for like 2 months. We went to Guam. I was in Guam for 2 years, but who remembers that? I remember feeding some kind of turtle on the beach once, but that was like probably a dream. And then I spent from 5th grade on in Florida. My dad retired there, so that's kind of where I grew up. But I left there. I started running away when I was 17. Don't really claim Florida, so I moved back there. Had a house on the beach for like the first 12 years of my kids' life because my wife wanted help with the kids. But I didn't really go back because I was like, I'm out of here. And I was in LA. So I was like mostly LA. So I don't really, I claim Florida probably.
I'm also in, I play the dentist in, oh my gosh, my brain is going, Payday 2. Yes, I got it.
Not Home Alone 3?
That was a follow-up to the Horse
oh, that was first.
No,
Okay.
actually it was before that.
Okay.
Well, I had worked before that, but I think that would be my breakout role. I don't know. Ask Google.
Why did they, what the F? Why did they cast Alan Richardson as Reacher? Like millions of people are searching that question. Like, what the F is this guy Reacher? He sucks? That is, I don't know. I asked myself the same question.
What is Giancarlo Esposito most famous for? What is Giancarlo Esposito most famous for? He's most famous for playing Gustavo Fring, kingpin of the meth world in Breaking Bad. You are done.
What is Scarlett Johansson directing?
I directed a film called Eleanor the Great, starring June Squibb and Erin Kellyman and Chiwetel Ejiofor and Jessica Hecht.
And I hear it's brilliant.
Thank you.
Was going to Cannes. The Cannes must have been a highlight.
It was a humongous highlight,
Yeah.
like absolute dream come true. It really, really was. It was so amazing to be there with the cast, and yeah,
June Squibb's
it'll be
an
coming out
icon.
this fall.
I don't know. I asked myself the same question. And so did the studio because they went back like multiple times. Like, I'm not sure this is the right guy. We want somebody bigger and stronger and faster. But yeah, I don't know. I ask myself the same thing. And every day I fight for my job, you know, because there's like an asterisk by this thing for me. It wasn't an easy get. It was an 8-month audition process. Okay. You think I felt wanted?
I got into an airplane. I wanted to go to the bathroom, and a woman was standing there. She turned around and she just froze, and she was totally in shock, and she hit the wall. And she's up against the wall, and you can go, Gus.
What is Scarlett Johansson's favorite movie?
Oh, that is tough. I love Auntie Mame. I also love Groundhog Day.
Brilliant
I also
film.
love Terminator 2 a lot, and Back to the Future 2.
At the end of the 8-month process when they're like, fine. And then I find out after the fact, they promised the job to another dude. And I was just like, I just happened to be like crushing the audition. And they were like, I guess we have to like strongly consider this guy who was just supposed to be like somebody we threw in the mix. And I ended up winning the role. So I too asked myself the same question. Thanks for that.
And I was stunned. I said, no, please. You know, ladies first, you go. No, you go. And so I went inside the bathroom, did what I had to do, came back out, and she's up against the wall, still peeled, pinned to it. And I said, thank you very much. And I walked away.
Yeah, cracking selection. Amen to them.
All right.
And Jurassic World Rebirth. What is Scarlett Johansson's favorite song? Depends on the day. Sure.
It definitely depends on the day. But I love Billie Holiday sings a version of All of Me that I really love. It's one of my favorite songs for sure.
Why does Alan Richardson, that's a long one, look so tall in Reacher? I don't know. Probably because I'm 6'3", and not the tiniest dude you've ever seen in your life. And we cast people that are 5'5".
Okay, what languages does Giancarlo Esposito speak? English, baby. My first language was a bit of German, as my mother and father were working in Hamburg. My mother was singing at the Hamburg Staatsopera. And then Italian. My father is from Naples, Italy. And so my father and mother spoke Italian in the home. Then when we got to Germany, some German. And then my third language is gibberish.
Here we go.
Why are Jonathan Bailey's eyes blue in Wicked? Yeah, why did they do that?
Winky Blue. There's a lyric in, it will all become clear in the second film, but there's a lyric in the duet, for those who know. He says, "You've got me seeing through different eyes." So that's a clue.
Okay.
Do people think I'm cheating? Do you think it's like cool camera work that I'm taller than everybody? Because I'm taller than everybody in real life. What do you want? Alan Richardson is a real long one. Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's my actual birth name. Alan Richardson, Arnold Schwarzenegger. We're doing a movie together. Man with a Bag. Christmas movie where Arnold Schwarzenegger's playing Santa. He's got to hire the kid from his naughty list to get his bag back because he lost it. And he needs somebody who thinks naughty to get it back. That's me. That stupid board out of here with this questions.
The third language was gibberish. And then the fourth language, through the roles I play, I said I'm part Italian and part African American, but I couldn't get those African American roles. So I learned how to speak a little Spanish.
There you go. There's a real evolution of the character.
And it's literal, the actual eyeballs.
Yes, exactly. And I want to show you my eyes.
Is Jonathan Bailey actually singing in Wicked? Are you?
I am singing Wicked, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, board number 2. This is going to give me PTSD. How did Alan Richardson get his start? God, I was a model, and I'm not proud of that. And when Abercrombie calls, you show up.
Okay. Wait, am I in the right place? Well, yes, I am. What is Giancarlo Esposito? What is Giancarlo Esposito's accent? Well, when I say my name, Giancarlo Giuseppe Alessandro Esposito, my accent is Italian. For many years, I pronounced my name Esposito, and I grew up with, the Esposito brothers who were hockey players. So I understood that to be the pronunciation. Went back to Italy, and I could literally be riding a bicycle in the mountains in Milan, outside of Milan on Lake Como, and someone would roll down the window, Giancarlo Esposito! Giancarlo Esposito!
And you start roping the calf. I was a semifinalist on American Idol. I really liked my time in LA. And I was like, I want to go back out there and be around these like artists that are super hungry. I had a modeling buddy who I was like, let's go play basketball. And he's like, I can't go. I got an audition. And I was like, audition? Well, how did you get an audition? And what is that?
The internet needs
Every
to
beat,
know.
every bar, every G.
How was
every
that?
B.
That must have been. So wait, do you sing live while you're doing? Was it one of those?
Yeah,
or
we
did
sang
you
it
do
all
like a
live.
track? You did sing live?
Yeah, well, yes. And then.
Did you lose it a lot? Where you were like, you would do a whole take of like dancing and doing all this stuff, and then you'd end up in a really off key.
There's an iconic moment, and I won't name and shame the artist, but where they forgot to put her click track on while she was singing on Top of the Pops in the UK, and all you could hear was.
And I'm like, okay. And then I had a buddy in Italy who said, why do you pronounce your name Esposito? It's so American. Like, it's just not you. And everyone says that sounds Spanish because there is an Espinoso. I said, no, I'm very Italian. Look at me. Very Italian. Giancarlo Esposito.
How did Alan Richardson meet his wife? We met in ballet in high school because we were both dual enrolling in a college music theater program, and I had to take a certain amount of prerequisites that included ballet. And I thought she was a college student, so for the first semester up until almost the last day, I didn't talk to her until my buddy was like, she's actually younger than you. She's doing the same thing you're doing. So I had the guts to talk to her, and we hit it off.
Okay, what
music does Jonathan Bailey listen to? What are you listening to right now?
At the moment, I'm listening to a 90s playlist. Ultra Latte, Snap, sort of Acid House, Jamiroquai. Do you know
How do
Jamiroquai?
you? Of course.
Yeah.
How did you compile?
Do you know
that?
Jamiroquai?
Next. Wow, you're so good at this. Where is Giancarlo Esposito from? My mother was performing with Josephine Baker in Copenhagen in a supper club. And so I was born there.
Why do people want to know about my wife? You know, like, what is so special about my Alan Richardson exercise routine? I kind of just do whatever I feel like doing for the day. Like, that's really going to lead a lot of people astray because most people are like, I feel like eating potato chips and not doing anything. I work out 4 or 5 days a week.
When did Giancarlo Esposito start acting? I started acting at 8 years old. We were living in a basement apartment in Yonkers, New York. And we were really poor because my mother and father were getting divorced after 11 years of marriage.
We're like besties. Wait, but how did you compile it?
This whole press tour feels very 90s nostalgia. My dad was formerly a DJ in a past life, and there was an album called Dance to the Max. That is like etched onto my nostalgic mind, so I've been
Nice.
enjoying that. Is Jonathan Bailey dating Scarlett Johansson? Yes.
Yes. You heard it here first.
I just like do a little legs every day, little arms, little chest, little abs, little cardio. And then I just work out till I almost pass out.
I was watching a TV show called Gigantor with my brother. And there was a commercial that came on, and it was the first time I ever saw a brown-skinned person on a commercial, and it was a kid, like 15, 16 years old. My mother came home and said, I can do this, we can do this. We're eating Franken beans, we're eating grits with ketchup, we can do this. And she took us to an agent, Ernestine McClendon, and I auditioned within 2 weeks for my first Broadway show called Maggie Flynn with Jack Cassidy and Shirley Jones. That was 58 years ago.
Is Scarlett Johansson going to be in
Your questions are riveting.
Jurassic?
No, but is she
I don't think they're doing a very good job of promoting the movie if that's the number one Google question. Whoopsies!
Yeah.
People like, they try to go for like the summer body mentality where they're like, I really let myself go over the winter. It's time to get back in shape. If you just never get to the point where you're like, it's time to get back in shape, you just do a little bit every day. You're good. Does Alan Richardson know how to fight? Oh, hell yeah. Somebody want to fight me?
You want to fight me?
No, that's a no. He doesn't want to fight.
Yeah, she fights. She fights social media.
You guys, the boards don't lie. That was the truth right there. The tea was spilled
That's us naked before you. She's been
for the
Scarlett.
boards. And he has been Jonathan Bailey.
And I hope you weren't bored with our boards.
Where am I? I'm here talking to you about my tattoos when I should be getting more. I'm a little weirded out. I gotta be honest, that people ask these questions, but I'm happy to set the record straight and give a little context to my life, you know?
See you next time. Those are all the searches. I want to thank you for having me today. It's been so much fun.